It's good, y'all. Welcome back to Niner Wire. I'm your host, Sam, and today is draft day. Man, I am so hyped for today. I've been waiting for this day for so long, ever since this quarantine started. This has been the only thing I've been looking forward to. I've been doing so much content about this, so I am ready. So today I'm going to be bringing you my final mock draft. We're going to be doing a deep dive through round one, and then I added round two to it. We're just going to skim through that. That's for a mock draft competition, but that has nothing to do with the channel. But anyways, this draft's going to be so chaotic. There's going to be there's so many rumors flying around. There's going to be a lot of trades, a lot of reaches, a lot of steals. I think that's going to happen because no one's met face-to-face yet. So I think this is about to be one of the craziest drafts we've seen in a while. And I am so hyped to see what happens tonight. But before I get into it, make sure to follow me on Twitter at StoneColdKittle. And if you're watching this video on Twitter, make sure to retweet this, share this. Let's get more people on here. Let's get some opinions on here. Which would be great. And if you have any questions or comments during the stream, make sure to leave them in the live chat or in the comment section below. Anyways, let's get right into it. So this is the mock draft I posted on Twitter. What's good, Cookster? DMO. Yeah, so this is the mock draft I posted on Twitter. So I'm going to be going through it one by one, pick by pick at a time. If I can just pull it up right there, I just did that. Harvard, you're not, that's not nice. Okay, anyways, let's get right into it with the first pick in the 2020 NFL draft. The Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow, LSU. Simple. Let's move on. That's going to happen tonight. Second pick's also going to happen tonight. That's Chase Young. Those are the two guys that they want, and they're going to take them. That's simple. All right, now this is where things get interesting. So at pick 3, the Lions want to trade back. We've seen a lot of rumors that Miami wants that pick, but I think the Chargers are going to swoop and get that pick from Miami, and they're going to take Tua Tagovailoa here at number 3. I'm just reading my notes right here as well. I think he is their guy. Yeah, I think they're going to want to trade up. I think they probably get a bit paranoid at Miami. I think Miami, there's been a lot of rumors flying around that they want to tackle at 3. I don't think they would want to trade up for that, but I'm not 100% sure if they're going to take a tackle or not, but I can see why they wouldn't. But anyways, I have the Chargers trading up for Tua. I think Detroit's going to get a lot of picks in return. I have them getting 6, 71, 112, and next year's second in exchange for pick 3. So I think overall the Chargers get their guy while keeping their second-round pick for this year as well, which in my opinion is also pretty big. And then the Lions get to trade down, which they want to do. And they're going to be trading out again, spoiler alert. So we'll get into that a bit later. With the 4th pick, the Giants select Isaiah Simmons. I've seen this pick a lot. They could go tackle here. They could go linebacker. They could go even Derek Brown. I don't even know. I'm just trying to think random guys. But in my opinion, Simmons is the best player on the board. So I think they're going to take him. He fits a need. I don't see why they would want to pass up on him. So that's why I got for there. All right, 5th pick. The Miami Dolphins do not select Justin Herbert. They do not select Jordan Love. They're going to go tackle here, take Tristan Wirfs. I'm going to buy the rumors. I know I've heard they want to tackle. And considering they want to trade up and jump the Giants for a tackle, I'm assuming that they want Wirfs because I think that's who the Giants would take there. So I think since the Giants passed on Tristan Wirfs, I think Miami's going to swoop him and take him up there. They also have a lot of picks, so they can wait on Jordan Love or Justin Herbert now that they've fallen out of the top 5 or top 6, I should say, because Chargers got their quarterback. Miami passes on a quarterback. So we'll see what happens there. But I think it's definitely a smart move if I'm being honest. Yeah, I agree with AC right here. If Tua is gone before the Dolphins pick, they're definitely taking a tackle. I think Tua is definitely their guy. I don't see them going Herbert. I've heard also reports that Tua is not their guy, but I think he's on their draft board still. He passed their physical, so that's good for them. All right, moving on with the 6th pick. I have a big trade right here. I have Atlanta trading all the way up 10 spots from 16 to get to number 6 and take Jeff Okudah. They're going to be aggressive this draft. Okudah's fallen a lot, so that's why I got him going there. And they're going to give up a lot for this. They're going to give up 16, 47, 119, and a first for next year in exchange for pick 6. So Detroit's now loaded on picks, which I think they were hoping for. But Atlanta's going to be a really aggressive team. I think they're going to go all out this draft. I think Kinlaw is a more reasonable pick for what Atlanta's going to do. I think they're going to trade a bit. They might trade a bit farther down, I should say, like maybe with Jacksonville or Arizona. But since Okudah's there, that's why they're trading up then. And they're going to swoop in and take him up at number 6, which I think is a fantastic pick for them, considering they need a cornerback. All right, let's move on. Pick number 7, that is the Carolina Panthers. They're going to take Derek Brown right there. I think it's a best player available pick. It fills a need. Yeah, nothing more I got to say about that. Same with pick 8, another pick that fills a need, best player available for that need specifically. That's Jedrick Wills out of Alabama, tackle, and he's going to be going to the Cardinals. I think that's a great fit there. He's pretty mobile. He fits their scheme really well. He can run block. He can pass block. He can do it all. So I think that's a great pick for Arizona, and that's going to really solidify their O-line, and they get their tackle for the future. All right, let's move to pick 9. That's held by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, we've seen a lot of Yannick Ngakoue rumors. I haven't implemented an Ngakoue trade in this draft, nor have I done anything for what's his face? Jamal Adams or any other players, or Trent Williams. That's the guy I was thinking, Trent Williams. But anyways, I have the Jaguars going to stay here. They're going to take Javon Kinlaw, fill that defensive tackle need. And I think they're going to go, I'm pretty sure they're going to go defensive tackle at 9, because this cornerback class is really deep. And considering they have pick 20, they can get Gladney, Diggs, Fulton, maybe even CJ Henderson. So they're definitely going to be able to get their corner at 20. And 9, they're going to go defensive tackle, fill that need there. All right, I got another trade at pick 10. This is with the Denver Broncos are trading up with the Cleveland Browns. I think Cleveland's for sure going to trade down today. From what I've heard, their guy's Ezra Cleveland. So I think they're going to trade down. They're trading down to 15 now. I have them trading down again as well later on. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, I have Denver trading up. They need a receiver. They're kind of in the back of those Jets, Raiders, Niners. They're in the back of those, so they may not get their guys, so they don't want to take a risk. So they're going to trade up 5 spots, and they're going to select Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama. I think this is their guy. From all the reports I've been hearing, all the mock drafts I've seen, it's mainly been Jerry Jeudy there. If they can trade up. If they don't trade up, it's probably going to be, I don't even know, it could be Ruggs. I don't think Ruggs is going to fall past the Niners for some reason. I feel like it's either going to be CD or Ruggs for the Niners, or the Raiders, I think, also could do that. But anyways, Denver's going to be giving up 15, 77, 83, and 95. I know that's a lot, but they didn't. I let them keep a second-round pick. I think that's going to be pretty crucial for them. In exchange, they're going to get 10 and 244. So overall, I think that's a really good deal for Cleveland specifically. I feel like they got a lot of picks, which is they wanted, and they're going to get their guy hopefully later on in this draft. But Jerry Jeudy at 10 right there. So that's the first receiver off the board out of this stacked class. I would not be surprised if any other receiver, like maybe even Justin Jefferson, could be the first off the board. I mean, this is about to be one of the craziest drafts ever. So we will see what happens. All right, moving on. Pick 11, currently held by the Jets. And I've been seeing all signs that they're going to go tackle here. Apparently, they haven't made an attempt on Trent Williams. They've improved every position on their O-line but left tackle. I mean, they haven't improved receiver, but considering they haven't gotten Trent Williams, I think they're going to want it. And this receiver class is so deep as well. So I really think they're going to go offensive tackle here. And I got Andrew Thomas going here. I think he's a great fit for that scheme. He's going to do really well, in my opinion. So, yeah, there you go. Best tackle available goes to the Jets. Also, I want to mention some rumors that's been going around. If Miami trades up, there might be a really big tackle run in the top 10. So you could see Miami take a tackle. You might see the Giants take a tackle. Maybe even the Chargers take a tackle. I think they should go quarterback, in my opinion, no matter what, considering they have a team that's ready to win, except they need a quarterback because Tyrod Taylor's not it. Cardinals are for sure going to take a tackle, in my opinion. I think I've seen rumors that they're looking at CeeDee Lamb still because of Kyler Murray. I don't buy that, really. I feel like they better go offensive tackle. And I'm also, speaking of offensive tackle, I'm really hoping that the Jets go offensive tackle because then we'll probably get our guy at 13. Because the Raiders are for sure going to go receiver, in my opinion, which leads me to my next pick. The Raiders, I have the selecting Henry Ruggs. This is John Gruden's guy. It's been reported numerous times. So I think he's going to win and get his guy there. I've seen them all. I mean, we've seen the rumors that they wanted to trade for Ngakoue, but right now they're nowhere close on a deal, apparently. So I have them staying put there. I know they want to give up 19. Jaguars want 12. So I think that's where they're at right now. But I would not be surprised to see this pick move to Jacksonville. And if it did get moved to Jacksonville, probably CJ Henderson goes there. Maybe they take a receiver. But their team's a mess right now. So we'll have to see later on. But yeah, anyways, Niners are up next. I got them staying put here, and they're going to take CeeDee Lamb. In my opinion, he's the best receiver on the board. He's one of the best fits for the Niners right now. So they make the obvious decision and take him. Again, I would not be surprised if they traded this pick down. I think they're for sure going to trade one of the picks down. Everyone's going to buy it, put money on that, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if they traded down and took Justin Jefferson. I've seen a lot of Justin Jefferson rumors that have been really popping up today. It's kind of reminding me of the McGlinchey scenario where we didn't really see his name at all until the final few days leading up to the draft. So I got so that could really happen today. But I think CeeDee Lamb, I'm going to play it safe, and CeeDee Lamb's going to go right here at 13. All right, pick 14 is Tampa Bay, and they're going to take Mekhi Becton, best tackle available. So there you go. Who would I prefer, Ruggs or Jefferson? I would definitely prefer Henry Ruggs. I think he's the perfect fit in Shanahan's scheme. Even though I think we can get more value by trading down and taking Jefferson, I think it's the safer bet to trade 31, keep 13, and take Ruggs if he's available. I think he's the best fit out of all the receivers for us. I would say, as I've said in previous videos, it's him, Lamb, and Jeudy in order of best fit for us. But then talent-wise, it's going to be Jeudy, Lamb, and Ruggs, and the other way. I also think Jefferson's a really good fit for us as well, so I would put him up there with Ruggs. But I think Ruggs is the better fit and the better player, so I definitely want him more than Justin Jefferson. But I would happily take Justin Jefferson as long as we trade back. If we're going to take Justin Jefferson, we have to trade back unless all three of the other receivers are off the board, which would probably mean Denver trades up, Jets go receiver, Raiders go receiver, and then we're there at 13. And it's probably between him or Henderson, and I would probably rather have Jefferson there. I talked about pick 14. That was Mekhi Becton. And with pick 15, I got another trade. This is again with Cleveland. I had them trading down again with New England. I think New England's going to trade up and get their quarterback here. Their guy is Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love's a perfect fit for this team. I think he can develop really well with Bill Belichick. He needs to develop, but I think that's okay in my opinion for him. Herbert's a bit more NFL ready, but I think he has the much lower floor. I think Jordan Love could definitely become a franchise quarterback. It's a high risk, high reward move for the Patriots, but I think it's going to pay off. In exchange, I have them giving up $23.87 in next year's first. I know it's a lot, but I mean, when teams are this desperate for quarterbacks, they're gonna give up a lot. So I would not be surprised to see a team trade up for a quarterback and give up a lot from next year or this year even. But yeah, Jordan Love is a New England Patriot. Pick 16, this is held by the Lions after they traded down twice. They traded down with Atlanta. That was their last trade. I have them staying put here, taking CJ Henderson. This is a blessing for the Lions. They get a cornerback, which is my opinion is their biggest need. They traded the pick that was Okudah. So they trade back down, get Henderson, the second best cornerback in this draft, in my opinion. And I think he's going to be a great pick for the Lions. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out to be the best corner in this draft when their careers are all said and done over Okudah. So I think this is a phenomenal pick for the Detroit Lions. And they also load up on so many picks. So I think that's a great scenario for them. They can trade up later if they want. They can get some guys if they want to, like talent-wise, maybe even Ngakoue, Trent Williams, I don't know. Just throwing out names out there, even Jamal Adams, just throwing all the names out there you can. I think I would not be surprised to see them maybe trade for one, try to compete. I think as we talked about in the last one of the videos with Jake and Rohith about trades, I would not be surprised to see them. We kind of debated if they were going to compete or not. At first I said no, but now I totally see how they can definitely compete. I mean, they were injured to hell last year, so I think they have a chance of competing. Do I think it will be a good chance? No, considering they're in the NFC North, which is a pretty good division if you're asking me. But yeah. All right, anyways, let's move to pick 17. I have another trade here. I have Miami moving up one spot to get Justin Herbert. The reason they're doing this is because I think they're going to want to be assured that they're going to get their guy, a quarterback, at 17, considering they didn't take one earlier. I know Dallas probably has other options that can trade down, considering Herbert's fallen so far down in this draft. So I think Miami is just going to trade up one spot. They don't need to give up too much for him. I have them trading 18 and 70 for 17. I think that's a pretty good deal for both sides just for one spot. Miami can definitely afford to give up I think that's a third-round pick. They have so many picks this draft already, and that's their first trade of this video. So, yes, there's another trade coming up. I'll inform you on that. Dallas, meanwhile, this is a phenomenal trade for them. They get an extra pick, and they still get their guy at 18. That guy is Clavon Chaisson. I think that's how you pronounce it. They need an edge rusher. He's the best one available, so they're obviously going to take him. Could go cornerback here, but Henderson's off the board. I think they were kind of high on him. I think they're really high on Chaisson, so I think they're just going to stick with Chaisson here. So I think that's a phenomenal pick for them. Anyways, moving to 19, this is a bit of a surprise. This is one of the reaches that you might have in this draft. Jeff Gladney out of TCU to the Raiders. I think knowing the Raiders, they love to reach on guys. They just pick a guy and say, okay, you're our guy. We're going to take you. They did it with Colton Miller 2 years ago. They did it with Cleveland Farrell last year. And I think they're going to possibly do it with Jeff Gladney this year. I think he's a beast, in my opinion. He is the third best corner in this draft behind Okudah and Henderson. So I think this is a great pick for them. I think he's going to do really well in the NFL. People are going to say it's a reach at first, but I think they're going to be proven wrong, and it's going to be a really good pick for them. At pick again, this pick also might be traded to Jacksonville if they can get an Ngakoue deal down. So, yeah. All right. Anyways, at pick 20, we have the Jaguars picking, and they're going to take their cornerback, Kristian Fulton, here. As I said, they're going to go DT at 9, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure about that. And then at 20, they're going to go cornerback. Kristian Fulton's the best one available, in my opinion. Or they also could go Trayvon Diggs, but I think Fulton is they're a bit more higher up on him. He can develop a bit more, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's why I got him there. So, there you go. We're down through 20 picks. Let's move on to 21. At pick 21, I got Justin Jefferson going to the Eagles. I've seen this pick a lot before this week, and then I think everyone's kind of like moving up Jefferson higher on their draft board, but he falls to 21 to the Eagles, which I think is a great pick for them. I am 100% sure they're going to be taking a wide receiver round 1. So let's just put that out there right now. All right, I'm just going to get a quick sip of water. All right, pick 22. I have another bit of a reach here. I have the Vikings taking Jalen Reagor out of TCU. They need a receiver, a guy to pair with Adam Thielen. And Reagor, he definitely needs to develop. I don't really like him that much. I think there's only a few teams that are going to work out for him. Minnesota is definitely one of those teams. So I think it's worth taking a risk on him and reaching a bit to get him, just in case there's another trade in the 23 or 24. They also have 25. But I'm gonna say Reagor here. I could swap 24 and 25 too. Yeah, I agree with AC right here. If the Broncos don't take Jefferson at 15, he should fall to the Eagles, bearing a trade up. I don't think there's that many teams that are going to want to trade up really far to get him, considering how deep this receiving class is. That's another prediction. I don't think there's going to be that many receiver trades this draft. I feel like this class is really deep. I think Denver's for sure going to trade up. But that's basically it. I feel like the depth of this class is ridiculous for receivers. So I would not be surprised to see little to no receiver trades in this class, or trades to get a receiver. All right, pick 23. This is currently held by the Cleveland Browns after they traded down twice. I said their guy was Ezra Cleveland. They're going to get Ezra Cleveland here. A bit of a reach again, but 20, I think it's worth it. They've already gotten so much draft capital. So why not just make a pick here? Make sure he doesn't fall anymore. So I think this is a phenomenal draft for the Cleveland Browns. They get a lot of picks. I also think they do really well in the second round as well. So we'll get into that later. All right, pick 24. That belongs to the New Orleans Saints. I think they're a high candidate for trading down. They only have 4 picks this draft. 5 picks this draft. But there's a guy on there that I think they're really high up on. It's going to fit a need. It's Patrick Queen out of LSU. I feel like they like him a bit more than Kenneth Murray, possibly because he's an Louisiana guy at LSU. So I wouldn't be surprised if they took him here. Also, Kenneth Murray is another great possibility here. So I would not be surprised to see one of them go, or they're going to trade down. That's my prediction for the New Orleans Saints tonight. Pick 25. It's the Vikings again. I had them taking Rieger the first time. You might have cornerback here, but this cornerback class is, again, really deep. So I'm going to have them wait a little bit on cornerback, wait to the second round. I believe they have pick 58 then. They could possibly trade up to. I know they have a lot of picks that they got from Buffalo. So I'm going to have them taking Yetur Gross-Matos here. I've seen a lot of reports that they're really high up on him. So I would not be surprised if they took him. Great guy to pair with Danielle Hunter. So, yeah, there you go for that. All right, pick 26, another Miami pick. I have them taking their safety here, Xavier McKinney out of Alabama. I think he's a phenomenal player, in my opinion, arguably the best safety in the draft between him, Winfield, or Delpit. But I think McKinney's going to fit their needs a bit more. He's definitely more developed than the other two, in my opinion. And I feel like I feel like someone said in my other video, I think it was Jake in my first mock draft, that we have no clue what Miami's really doing. I think they're just they're just kind of just getting guys, I don't know, to try to win now, even though they can't really win now. So I think he's going to really solidify their secondary. Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, Xavier McKinney, and of course, the greatest safety of all time, Adrian Colbert. That's an elite secondary. So there you go. All right, pick 27. That's held by Seattle right there. A lot of people have them going defensive end here. I don't see why they would want to pass on an offensive tackle here. It cost them the division last year. Week 17, that was a god-awful performance from the O-line, and they lost two of their best O-linemen as well, or some of their best O-linemen. I know they lost Fant, I believe. They lost Jermaine Ifedi. So I have them taking a tackle here. Josh Jones out of Houston. He is the best tackle available. I think that's a great pick for him. He can develop into a great tackle, in my opinion. So, yeah, I also think they would ironically want to trade up again to maybe get a guy. Ebeneza's fallen as well, so that might be something to look at as well. And if we're being realistic, they're probably going to trade down because they're the Seahawks. They always do that. But I feel like they need to switch it up this draft, trade up, get some needs. If they want to win the NFC West, they're going to have to add talented guys because right now that team, I mean, I don't think they can beat the Niners right now. So, yeah. All right, 28, Baltimore, Kenneth Murray. This is an easy pick. This is their guy. They need a linebacker. I think they're really high up on him. This is a perfect fit in my opinion. So they're going to take Kenneth Murray at 28. All right, pick 29 is held by the Titans. I think they're going to for sure take a tackle here. I got Isaiah Wilson out of Georgia. I think it's a really great pick. He played right tackle in college, next to Andrew Thomas on the other side of Andrew Thomas. So I think they're going to take a right tackle here would also be really good to just fit their need. He did great in college. He's a beast. So I think he's going to be a phenomenal right tackle for them if they can get him here. And again, speaking with tackle, wide receiver, cornerback, those are all three positions where I would not be surprised to see, where I would be a bit surprised to see that many trade. Well, sorry, let me rephrase. I would not be surprised to see there be little to none trades for those three positions: tackle, wide receiver, cornerback, because those are the deepest positions in this draft. So I think I would see teams probably want to trade down, but not trade up. So we'll see what happens. I would not be surprised if there's going to be a huge fall in tackles or receivers or anything like that. All right. Anyways, pick 30, Green Bay. This is for sure going to be a receiver. They need a guy to pair next to Devontae Adams, and I have Denzel Mims. I have them taking him here. I think he's a great fit for them. He is the best receiver on the board, in my opinion. So there you go. Just take a quick sip of water. All right. 31. This is held by the Niners. As I said earlier, they're probably going to trade one of their picks back. This is the pick they're trading back. I honestly hope this is the pick they're trading back, unless some team gives them like a king's ransom for 13. But I have the Dolphins trading up again and making their fourth first-round selection. I have Cesar Ruiz out of Michigan going here. It's going to solidify their O-line. Really versatile. Him and Worst, two very versatile O-linemen. So I think they're going to get him here. I think it's a great deal for them. For Miami, they get their guy here. They solidify their O-line. And I think that's a phenomenal draft. Worst, Herbert, McKinney, Ruiz. That's a phenomenal. I think they probably win that draft if that's their first round right there. And 4 first-round picks. You don't really need anything else after that, I feel like. I mean, they have a lot of needs, but there you go. All right, and then the deal I have for Miami and San Francisco, I have Miami giving up 39, 141, and 153 in exchange for pick 31. And I think the Niners would probably want to trade up 141 and 153 after that, because that's still like round 5-ish area. I think they probably want to move into round 3. So I think, and they get 39, which I have them staying put there. I'll get into that a bit later, but I think it would be a great idea to trade 141 and 153, even 156, to move back up into the early 4th round or 3rd round, and get some other guys that they need to get. But I think the Niners have done a really good job this 1st round. They get their guy a receiver, and they traded 31 down, and they're going to get some great guys later on. I know that. And I think the guy that I have them taking in the round 2, I think you guys are really going to like that. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, to close out the 1st round, this is the last pick I'm doing a deep dive for. I have AJ Epinesa out of Iowa, and I have Seattle trading up for this pick. I said earlier that if he falls, they might want to trade up. They're going to do that here. I think Seattle's really high on him, so I think it's a great pick for them to get their guy here. And for Seattle, I have them giving up 59 and 101 and next year's 3rd round pick for 32. It's a lot. It's a huge jump, so they got to give up a fair amount. So 2/3 in the 2nd, I think, is a pretty fair deal for them. All right, so that concludes the 1st round. So I'm going to quickly show you my 2nd round. I'm going to share my screen and show with you. So first 8 picks. So Trayvon Diggs, I have him going to Cincinnati. I might get into a bit of a deeper dive on accident on that. So yeah, but I think they need a cornerback as well. They lost Dre Kirkpatrick, so they're going to take Trayvon Diggs, who's fallen a lot in this draft. And 34, after that huge fall, I got a huge reach. Jake Fromm, I'm not going to be surprised to see quarterbacks being reached on in this draft. So Indy's going to get their guy at 34. 35, Blacklock, they didn't get for Detroit, they didn't get a defensive tackle at 16, which I think is another big need for them. So I think it's going to be a defensive pick. First of all, their 1st round pick is going to be defensive. I think they could stick with defense. I think they have a pretty good offense, if you ask me. So I think they're going to want to get defense out of the way. I think Blacklock's a great player who can develop really well. I'm really hoping for him to go to the Niners. So yeah, Giants are going to get their tackle. They passed the tackle at number 4, so they're going to get Austin Jackson here. Chargers also passed on the tackle earlier, so they're going to get Prince Tega Winogo, which I think is a bit of a reach, but it's okay. At 38, I have a trade. I have Tampa giving up 45, 117, and 194 in exchange for 38 and a 2021 7th. They're going to get their running back here in DeAndre Swift. I think it's a great pick for them. He's fallen a lot this draft. 1st running back off the board. So I think they're going to really appreciate that pick. At 39, I have the Niners taking Raekwon Davis. I think we can wait on cornerback a bit more. This is, again, deep cornerback class. I love Raekwon Davis. I think he can come in and be a starter right away. So I think they're going to take him here. I'm also totally fine with Blacklock or Matabuki here, or even a corner. You could see like Arnett go here. AJ Terrell still on the board. I will give you a quick spoiler alert. AJ Terrell has fallen a lot this class. So a lot in this draft, I should say. So stay tuned for that. 40, I have Curtis Weaver. No real explanation for that. I just put him there. Kind of need defensive end, I guess, really. 41, I have Cleveland taking Grant Delpit right here. They need a safety. They lost Demarius Randall. I think this is a steal for them. Delpit fell a long way in this class, so there you go. All right, 42, Jonathan Taylor to Jacksonville. I think they're probably going to – that's another name on the trade block, Leonard Fournette. They might take Taylor, trade Fournette. They'd probably get I don't know, maybe a 3rd, maybe even a 1st for them or a 2nd. We'll see what happens there. 43, I have Shenault. I think Chicago could use a number 1 receiver. I think Shenault has so much potential to be a number 1 receiver. So I think that's a phenomenal pick for the Bears. 44, I have Ayuk. They could use another receiver too, Indy. So they're going to take him there. At 45, I have Zach Bond out of Wisconsin. Carolina traded back to get him. So I think they're going to they need a linebacker. They missed out on Simmons. So they're going to take him here, get a linebacker, and they get defensive tackle and linebacker. They probably need to add a cornerback later on, but still I think Zach Bond's going to fill a huge need for them to do really well. 46, I said that Denver kept their 2nd round pick. when they traded up with Cleveland at first, and they do just that. They get Jalen Johnson out of Utah. I think that's a phenomenal pick for them. They need a cornerback. They lost, I believe, is it Chris Harris? I think they lost. I think he's a cornerback. They got AJ Boye, who's not really. He had one of his worst years yet. So I think they definitely need to improve at cornerback. So they're going to get Jalen Johnson here. All right, 47. Let me just make this clear. This is Detroit's pick, not Cleveland's pick. That's a mistake. This is Detroit's pick. I'm just going to even make a banner for that just to clarify. Actually, you know what? Never mind. It doesn't matter. But 47 is Detroit's pick, not Cleveland's pick. I have Detroit selecting Antoine Winfield Jr. They're going to get some secondary needs there, so I think that's a great pick for them. They traded Quandre Diggs last year, and Winfield's fallen a lot in this draft, so they're going to take him here. So then they get cornerback at 16, defensive tackle at 35, and a safety at 47. So I think that's a phenomenal draft. And 3 really good players at those positions too. So like top 3 talents at each position. So I think that's a phenomenal first 2 rounds for the Detroit Lions, who have the pick, not Cleveland, for any of you who just joined. 48, I have T. Higgins. That's another player that really fell this draft. Jets are obviously going to jump on this opportunity, considering that they passed on a receiver at 11. Yeah, 11. They passed on a receiver. They went tackle instead. So they're going to take T. Higgins here, which I think is a phenomenal pick. 49, I think Steelers are going to get Jacob Eason, get their quarterback. Roethlisberger's aging. Mason Rudolph wasn't too good last year. I think they're going to need a quarterback. So they're going to take Jacob Eason here. I think they could fill some other needs as well. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them take Eason, who I think is a great fit for that team. And A.J. Terrell fell so far in this draft, so I had to include another trade. Minnesota did not get their cornerbacks at 22 or 25. I have them trading up with the Bears, 50 for 58 and 105. And I have them taking A.J. Terrell right here. I think this is a phenomenal pick for Minnesota. They get Rieger, Terrell, and Gross-Matos. They all got to develop a little bit, but I think if they all pan out, this is going to be one of the best drafts of all time for Minnesota. So I really like their draft, in my opinion. 51, Arnett, bit of a reach, but I think Dallas needs a cornerback. He's the best one available, so they'll take him there. 52, I got J.K. Dobbins. Rams for sure need a running back, so there you go. They lost Todd Gurley. J.K. Dobbins is the best one available. 53, another bit of a reach. Ashton Davis out of Cal. I have him going right here. Eagles definitely need a safety. The top 3 safeties are off the board, in my opinion. So I'll just say Ashton Davis here. He's definitely a top 5 safety in my opinion, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him go here. 54, Buffalo lost Shaq Lawson. Their pass rush wasn't that good last year, and they lost their best pass rusher, so they're going to take a pass rusher here. Julian Okwara is the best one available in my opinion, so they make the obvious decision and take him. 55, I have Baltimore taking Lloyd Cushenberry. They lost Marshall Yonder retired. I don't necessarily know their interior line situation, but Cushenberry, even though he's listed as a center, I think he can easily transfer to guard, maybe even play center. We'll see what happens. I know they have a really good O-line, but I'm not sure. I always forget who's on their O-line. I do that with most teams. So anyways, I'll have them take Cushenberry here, best interior lineman on the board right now. So instead of taking a guard, they'll take him here. Anyways, at pick 56, Miami's going to get their running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think that's how you Helaire or something. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I think that's a great pick. They're going to get a running back. 5 picks in the first 2 rounds. You cannot complain about that whatsoever. I think this has been a phenomenal draft for Miami. Wirfs, Herbert, McKinney, Ruiz, and Edwards-Helaire. I think that's a phenomenal draft for Miami. I think if that's their draft, they win the draft. So I think that's all I gotta say for Miami. All right, final 8 picks here. Igbinoghene to the Rams. I think they need another guy to pair with Jalen Ramsey. They lost Nickel Roby-Coleman. I would also not be surprised to see them take a linebacker, maybe like Josh Uche or someone. So, but I'm gonna have Igbinoghene here. He can play the nickel back as well, which I think is something that they need. So there you go. At 58, I have the Bears taking Lucas Niang. I think that's how you pronounce it, out of TCU. No real explanation here. He's one of the better tackles in the draft. I think you can't go wrong with improving your O-line, so they'll take him here. Another reach at 59. I have Kansas City taking Cam Dantzler, but I think they need a cornerback, and I love Cam Dantzler, so I have him going here. At pick 60, I have KJ Hamler going here. I think there's very few systems where I think he's going to excel in. Baltimore is one of those systems where I think he can possibly become really good. I really don't like Hamler, but I think he's talented, and I think Baltimore is a pretty good fit for him. So why not take him here? Matabuki at 61. This is a phenomenal pick for Tennessee. They lost, I believe it was Jarrell Casey. They get another guy to pair with Jeffrey Simmons. Matabuki is going to be a phenomenal player in the league, in my opinion. So they'll take him here. At 52, Green Bay lost Blake Martinez, so I have them taking Josh Uche here. They need a linebacker too beforehand, so before Blake Martinez left. So Josh Uche, I think, is going to be a great pick here. 63, another bit of a reach, but Cam Akers, I have him going here. Might be good to add some running back depth. I don't know if Damian Williams is a true number one guy. A lot of people have been complaining about that. I think he is, but I think running back, you can't go wrong with running back depth in this league, in my opinion. And for the final pick of the second round, I have Seattle going defensive line again and taking Neville Gallimore out of Oklahoma, which I think is a great pick for them. So that concludes my final mock draft. I am so excited to watch the actual draft. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like. Give me your thoughts and opinions on everything. If you have any questions, make sure to tweet at me at Stone Cold Kittle. And man, I am so excited for this draft. I will see you guys during the draft analysis with all my friends. It should be a great time. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Go Niners.